What up, people? What up? Wanted to talk about NAOYA INOUE. Is he all hype? Let's see, man. Seen a couple of fights of the guy. I'm not acting like I know too much about the lower weight classes, you know, all that flyweight stuff. Definitely doesn't get as much recognition as they deserve, right? Those lower weight fighters. And I'm guilty as well, for whatever reason. But NAOYA INOUE, man, he seems to be a special fighter. A lot of fans have heaped praise upon him. And I don't know if it's necessarily deserving, you know. But maybe, I don't know, he's a young fighter, you know. He still has a lot to accomplish. And yeah. 16 wins, 14 KOs, no losses. So, like I said, man, I haven't seen too much of the guy. But let's look a little bit. Here in the 6th fight, he won a world championship at light flyweight against Adrian Hernandez, who I don't know. I won't act like I do. But it's interesting, you know, in those lower weight classes, man, it seems like you get your hands on a belt earlier, you know, in your career. So he had a couple of defenses, or he had one defense, and then he jumped up to super flyweight. So jumped to the flyweight division. But yeah, he fought Omar Narvaez, who I've seen against Nonito Donaire back in the day, man. Actually, let's look. Omar Narvaez. And interestingly, just fought Zolani Tete in a very negative fight, I believe. I actually believed that Tete could stop him. But I had my doubts also, you know, you never know. Tete is also not like an all-out aggressor, although a puncher, he's very technical. We've seen it against Paul Butler. But I'm not cautious, but he's very composed, you know, doesn't rush. What was my point? Yeah, and I believed, like, just judging by the performance that he showed against Nonito Donaire back in the day. When was that? Wow, 2011. For the WBO World Bantamweight title. So, he is a long-time bantamweight, old dude. Actually looked an old dude back then. How old is he? 42. That's craziness. Anyway, Omar Narvaez is a very technical fighter, and he's one of those spoilers, you know. I don't know if he still was at this point. I haven't really watched the fight, you know. I put some money on the fight when he fought Tete, thinking that it might go a couple of rounds, but that at least like by 9 or 10 the fight would be over. I was wrong, obviously, you know, unanimous decision, win by Tete. But Narvaez is a very capable fighter, man, and like I said, in 2011 he gave Nonito Donaire a good run for his money. Maybe not winning on, like really being competitive as far as like scoring the fight, but he exposed Nonito a little bit in that fight, you know, showed a little bit of style flaws in Nonito. And like I said, man, still doing his thing and gave Tete a good fight, man. And I think they are talking about Inoue fighting Tete. Let's see. Yeah. So he won the WBO super flyweight title against Narvaez. defended that title bunch of times. And you know, the fight that I've seen, really the first fight, I've seen like highlight clips and stuff of Inoue, but the first fight that I've really watched was the Kono fight. And Kono I knew because he beat it, what is it, Tanaka or something? What? Who did he beat? Getting Kameda. I'm getting names wrong. Tanaka. Hey, anyway, yeah, he beat Koki Kameda, and I believe he was the style-wise the most attractive Kameda brother for me. You know, I don't know necessarily if he had that much hype behind him. I mean, the other Kameda brother, the younger one, he fought on PBC against McDonald. But this guy, Koki Kameda, I believe he's a southpaw. But I like the way he fought when he fought, is it Ruiz? Man, I'm going all over the place right now. Very inactive fighter, it seems like the last couple of years. Hugo Ruiz, that was also a very good fight between him and Kameda. And I liked the style of Kameda, you know. Reminds me a little bit of Graziano Rocchigiani, a German great. His most notable one was probably fighting and beating Michael Nunn and having Dariusz Michalczewski all over the place, and obviously having two fights against him, two fights against Henry Maske. Very good fighter, Graziano Rocchigiani, Rocky, as we called him here. Yeah, the older Kameda brother, he fought Ruiz, so that's why I knew him. And he got beat by Kono in his last fight, maybe retired after that was in 2015. But Kono, a very aggressive, but yet skillful fighter, you know. But the work rate is really what makes Kohei Kono, but he doesn't necessarily have much power. But his work rate, you know, his relentlessness is probably what gets to his opponents. So Kono is a decent fighter, you know, and NAOYA INOUE fought him, and well, Kono hasn't had a good time after that Inoue loss. Came off a loss also, going into the Inoue fight, got stabbed pretty brutally, but that was really the first fight that I've seen of Inoue. And at the same time, like I've heard the hype, you know what I mean? People were comparing him like dudes that I actually like to listen to and take their assessment. I put some weight on it, you know what I mean? They were saying like Inoue is like a Floyd Mayweather in the lower weight classes, you know what I mean? Like lightweight Mayweather. When he was the real Mayweather, the guy was knocking out people and was technical at the same time. So a blend of aggression, technique, power, perfect package basically. But is that really what we are seeing? Is he really technically that refined? When I watched the Kono fight, I wasn't so sure about that, you know? So why don't we just jump into the Kono fight? Why don't we? I felt like in the early rounds, Inoue did have trouble with the work rate of Kono, and Kono was able to freeze Inoue at certain moments in the fight. And Inoue at times will try to shoulder roll, try to be a little slick in there, you know, defensively. But I don't necessarily know that was the most natural way to defend himself. You know, I think he still goes preferably to the high guard. I don't know if he's able to counterpunch necessarily off shoulder rolling and being kind of cute, but you can see that he's very fast twitch and he does punch correctly, you know. Seems to be punching through the target. I don't necessarily know if he's still up to this point, or at least up to this point in this fight. Look at Kono, relentless guy. And that's what I mean. Kono gave him some troubles in that fight. It's some trouble in that fight, you know. I just think it was a little bit of a physical strength and power mismatch, you know. And obviously, look at the way NAOYA INOUE is able to produce power, you know. That shit will wear on you, and he has a beautiful left hook, and he depends on that shot. Actually, in that way, he reminds me a little bit of Nonito Donaire. But that left hook is his kill shot, you know. And oh my goodness, and he's a beautiful body puncher at the same time, also with the right hand also to the body. But I think it is his left hand that is a problem. He is showing good footwork, you know, staying out of the range of the dangerous punch. But then at times, you know, he will kind of slap with his left hook. Maybe a little bit of a lack of creativity in that distance. But obviously still probing in the first round. But also a certain level of respect for Kono, you know. Kono fights obviously in spurts. That left hook to the body is definitely a big weapon for Inoue. The body punches by Inoue, they seem to be taking a toll on Kono, even here early in the fight. But Kono, man, persistent fighter. But that's the thing, man. Like, making this video is not to like over criticize, you know. He's showing a good jab, you know. Oh my goodness, that left hand though doubles it up to head and body. Oh, that was a nice right uppercut. I don't know if that necessarily landed. I think that's actually what Inoue's defense is, man. I think he's more of a like walk through the fire type of fighter than some people would like to believe, you know. He is hittable. Obviously he's not really respecting the power of Kono, but Kono's work rate presents an opportunity, you know, for future opponents especially, to see like a little bit of a chink in his armor, you know. You can maybe freeze him, especially if he's like, but I don't know, man. You never know. How would he fight if Kono had power, you know? And he's hurting him badly. That's also, it's crazy. Kono shows so much heart in this fight. It's ridiculous. taking a vicious body beating. And look the way Inoue will jump in with the left hook. Beautiful combination to the body and head. Actually, he's like tapping into the head to set up the body punches. Vicious body attack. Back to the jab. So far, you know, I don't know that he's necessarily like a special fighter. He's very explosive. That he is, you know. I mean, that is pretty special to be honest with you. Ooh, that was beautiful. Counter right hand. It's ridiculous the beating that Kono is able to take though and stay up here, you know. You know, that's pretty much a highlight reel. You could I understand how you could go to hype, you know. That was also pretty the way he like went to his defense. Inoue looks so much more, not necessarily bigger in size, but his frame is just bigger, you know, physical strength. Oh, that left hook to the body, man. Oh, that's Kono. Did you see that? Hand speed. Maybe Inoue just came into this fight also with that mindset of trying to bully Kono, you know, and then impose himself on him. When that didn't necessarily work, with like immediate success, beautiful left hook. Oh my goodness. I think he had to kind of wait out Kono's demise, you know what I mean? That was pretty nice footwork once again. Having fun. Looks like he's having fun, but you never know. Some dudes just make it look easy, you know. That's what Muhammad Ali said when he fought. Oh boy, how am I blanking on this? This is horrible. Zora Foley, after the fight, in one of his better performances as in his first reign as a heavyweight champion. They were saying he made it look very easy, and at times it looked like he was playing with Foley. And after the fight, he said that might look like it to the novice, but he's having a hard time trying to figure out Foley and all the feints and what can look as like showboating was very necessary to break the counter punching ability and the technique of Foley, you know, in order to land really effective punches. Here we see Kono, man. Kono not easily deterrable, you know. You won't break him easily. You'll have to break him. You know? I guess when I first watched this fight, my concerns just like are based on these breaks that Inoue will take, you know. But that's natural, man. You shouldn't expect too much. I think the style when he's aggressive, that's also very energy based, you know what I mean, conditioning based. That will wear on you, and you will have to catch your second wind. And actually, while he's taking these breaks, it's not like he's defensively reckless or whatever. Oof, that left hook. That left hand is a problem. This right here looks actually a little bit more like a fight, right? And who knows if Inoue is necessarily the best inside fighter. Leaves his feet and stuff. It's more like he's trying to dart in and out of range, you know? Trying to... Look, he's having not an easy time right now with Kono. Kono takes a shot well and actually tries to fight back. That left hook. Kono's hurt to the body. It was a harder round for Inoue. It's not getting easier, it's getting harder. That's what I said, man. He's trying to dart in and out. You know, it's not necessarily the most consistent work rate that he has, you know. It's very dependent on single shots at times. And very dependent on his power, you know, on the effectiveness of his power. The way he turns that left hook over though. I don't know if the right hand is necessarily the most impressive punch in his arsenal. That was a good right uppercut though. It seems to be heavy-handed with both hands, you know. Able to generate more power, more leverage than most of the fighters he will fight, you know, at those lower weight classes. Now at Bantamweight, it might be a little different though. Having fun anyway. Hit him with the Sugar Ray Leonard. I mean, the finish is gonna be devastating, that I can say. But the finish probably told a different story, you know? It wasn't as easy as that finish made it look. Kono was a very proud fighter. Look at that. There he got caught. Can't drop your hands like that. I think Nate Campbell showed that against Robbie Peden. Or actually Robbie Peden showed it against Nate Campbell. A little overconfident, you know. Not uncommon for a young fighter. At times showing a good jab, but maybe not using it enough. Hands a little lower times. Trying to present that sideways stance, rolling the shoulder, you know. Rolling with punches. Trying to pivot out of the way, you know. That was some good impact. That's the thing, you know, a guy like Kono, man, he doesn't have the consistency in his technique to really trouble a guy like Inoue. But he does have the work rate to make Inoue kind of, not hesitant, but, you know, kind of wary. But he is a very effective puncher, man. You know. Respect. How long did this fight go? Oh, not long. Not long to go. I don't even know if it's necessarily like the aggression by Kono that got him hurt in this fight. It's just a burst of explosion by... Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that, people. Did you see that, man? There was actually 3 left hooks, man, that he threw. Just a very fast twitch, explosive fighter, you know? And it is the aggression actually by Kono that got him in trouble here. Look at that. Aggression by Kono. Here, high guard. Hooking off the high guard. The third hook did it. The third hook did the job. Eyeing him up with the left hook. Oh. He actually threw 3 left hooks with the last 2 hooks connecting. The finishing hook, obviously. The coup de grace. That was a tough one. Oh my goodness, he actually got up from that shit, man. Oh, look at him, he's hurt badly. Yeah, that fight that's ridiculous. Kono had so much heart, I had so much respect watching it, you know, what a gutsy guy. But oh my goodness, that was vicious. I don't know if he really got hit with anything there, but that was kind of vicious there. Oh boy, there was a jab, man. Jab got him waving like a flag in the wind. Yes, sir. So it's that Kono 6th round TKO. Boy, that wasn't a TKO, that was a knockout. Yeah. So he was still defending his super flyweight title. Ricardo Rodriguez, I don't know, never seen the guy. Antonio Nieves. So that fight we've seen, obviously it was on HBO. And it was kind of I don't know if it was necessarily lackluster, but it was kind of a downer. I felt like, I think the hype was a little too much. And anyway, once again, I don't know if I don't know, man. It's hard to define the guy, you know. Also in that fight, kind of tried to play it cool. Kind of tried to play it slick, you know. He wasn't the monster he was hyped to be. But he stopped Nieves, you know, overmatched Nieves in the 6th. And now we get to Jamie McDonnell. I haven't seen that fight before that, I don't know. But Jamie McDonnell, man, a lot of people in America was actually rating the guy when he fought Tomoki Kameda. Like I said before, the younger brother of Koki. And Kameda was hyped, man. A lot of people were big on the guy. And went to America. Jamie McDonnell went to America, fought each other. PBC was a big thing, man. And Jamie McDonnell got the nod and actually dropped Kameda. And in the rematch, in that fight, he was an underdog, by the way, you know, McDonnell. 2015. To me, it doesn't even seem that long ago, but who knows, to some other people it might, you know. Then the rematch. He once again wins a unanimous decision. Both of these fights were pretty close fights, but I believe in the second fight he made the necessary adjustments to win it a little bit more decisively, you know. McDonnell did. Once again, he was the underdog, I believe. Still, people were high on Kameda. What has Kameda done since then, man? He's a younger guy. How old is he? 26. Yeah, I mean, he's still fighting, but I don't necessarily know the people he's fighting. Anyway, then it like McDonnell started like kind of staling out after these Kameda fights, man. Kameda fights. Fernando Vargas, I don't know, but he TKO'd that guy. Then that Liborio Solis fight, that guy they brought there to lose, man, and he put a whooping on Jamie McDonald. McDonald got the win, but there was a big controversy, you know, about the decision, and in that fight he was pretty much out-hustled by Solis for most of the fight and getting a whooping, you know. People were talking about maybe underestimating the guy. Maybe he stayed out at the weight, you know, maybe too long at the weight. Needed to move up, super bantam. Yeah, he rematched the guy last year. And it was once again, man, he was getting caught and hit and troubled, man. Getting kind of dragged into a slugfest. And he got cut. And the fight was stopped. And almost went to no decision. It became, they ruled it a no decision, but, you know, he was on his way to getting a beating, man. Once again by Solis. And now he fought Inoue, and they were talking a lot about the weight and stuff like that after these Solis fights for McDonald, man. I don't want to say like that's like a, I don't know, how good is that win? Inoue obviously jumped up in weight once again, you know. Super fly to bantam. And let's look at that. How he fared against McDonald. You know, you would think the bigger man, the guy who was a mature bantamweight, but we've seen it a bunch of times, you know. Skill can overwhelm, or skill travels in weight. Yeah, let's take a look.
The opening stage is going to be absolutely critical here. We expect Inoue to come out quick, to come out firing. Matt touched on it in the studio, that jab of McDonald, the height advantage, the reach advantage that comes with it. That jab has got to be a snappy, piercing jab. He's got to be able to try and keep Inoue off him.
Yeah, he really has got to utilise all the skills, all the attributes that he's got. Jamie McDonald, he needs to keep this long, he needs to work everything off the jab. Nice movement from side to side, keep that head moving. We know Inoue is going to look to get on the inside. Really does double up well to the hooks to the head and the body. Inoue wax reviver hand. So this is the tactics that we need to see from McDonald, just keeping it long.
Looking for that right hand, looking for the left to the body as well early on. That's a danger shot for Inoue. McDonald just taking away back into the ropes there.
The left hook to the body, man. Almost like split him in half.
The weight of a couple of those body shots there. Inoue rushed in, didn't he? Really switched those attacks downstairs. And
The way he's recoiling that left hook. It's always ready.
Stepped up from super flyweight Inoue. He just couldn't make that.
So much respect, McDonald.
That division unless he absolutely had to, given all the heat and the buzz that there is.
And if a guy, oh, that left hook, man.
The left hand seemed to catch McDonald
Oh,
high on
boy.
the head, almost on the top of the head there, and his legs seemed a little bit shaky here. A minute and a half into the first
He
round,
dropped him
McDonald
with a jab, man.
from the left hand to the body. Inoue
Similar to the way he finished corner.
raises a fist in salute to the crowd at ringside. McDonald was in his own corner there in that.
The left hand has so much power.
McDonald communicating with him. He's got to get through this opening round. He's got a minute left. Retreats to the ropes immediately.
Trying to exchange, getting destroyed. Oh boy. The thing is, it's almost like he's not really hitting the guy, right? Even like grazing shots seem to have an effect on his opponent. First round destruction, you know. And Jamie McDonald, like I already said, a very good fighter. Maybe not very good, a good fighter. But honestly, was he maybe holding on to his belt, you know.
His legs didn't look quite right, McDonald. He went over, and when he got up,
Was a time to step up, but he couldn't relinquish. He earned that belt, and somebody had to take it off him, right? So at least tried. Inoue did it. So the new Bantamweight champion, NAOYA INOUE.
Well, Inoue is a terrific fighter. We know that. He's a world champion of 30.
So hype or not, you know, the guy's definitely a very good fighter to watch, man. That's for sure. And he's beating the guys that are being put in front of him, and you can fault him for that. Is he Floyd Mayweather at lightweight? I don't know, man. I think he's a very good fighter, but I think the better competition he faces, I think the more we're gonna see what he's really made of. Tete
Occasion, Shiro was the challenger. He was on a big Tekken promotion show.
should be a good fight, and if that happens, who's Tete with Frank Warren? So we're gonna see, man. Who else is there to fight for Inoue at bantamweight? Gotta look into that, man. Just wanted to rewatch a couple of fights of him, give my thoughts. I mean, I think that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Peace out.